PCOD. Well, how many of you have heard of somebody going through PCOD, PCOS? Today, PCOD and PCOS has become such a common problem. I think almost as similar as somebody going through diabetes or blood pressure or any of these problems, right? But I always keep telling people that the problem does not become any smaller because a lot of them are experiencing it. The problem becomes even bigger because this is just growing by the day, and we have to do something to ensure to take care of ourselves. There are a lot of stigmas, there are a lot of schools of thoughts, there are a lot of belief systems that think differently about PCOS and PCOD. Well, today I am here to talk about what I think PCOD is and what you should be doing, and how craniosacral therapy, osteopathy, and the other services that the White Elephant offers can help overcome PCOD in the most natural possible way. Right? PCOD, I don't know how many of you really know what it is, but to just give you a very little small brief that all of you can understand what PCOD is basically the uterus has two ovaries that come up like that, and these ovaries are responsible for the hormones production and the hormonal balance and all of these. While the uterus has its own bit of functions, the ovaries play a more important role in balancing out the hormones and the progesterone, estrogen, testosterone, and all of this. Well, so what happens when there is PCOD? That these ovaries has a layer, the outer layer has small pimples around it. Very simply, like any of us get pimples on our skin, then the skin doesn't look clean and clear, and it's not able to do what it's supposed to do. When the ovaries, the outer layer of these ovaries get these pimples, then that's the same thing. The hormone production, the balance that it's supposed to maintain, all of this goes a little out of place and out of order. And what happens when this happens in the ovaries or the uterus? Well, each of them can experience a variety of symptoms, sometimes not even similar to what one person is experiencing to the other. So let me just run you through a couple of symptoms that are most commonly experienced with a lot of women going through this condition. One could be irregular periods. Your periods can be so out of place, like you could be getting it 40 days once, 6 months once, 2 months once, sometimes 3 months regularly, and then you skip a period, and then 4 months you're fine, then you skip 2 periods. So basically, when you notice that there is a skip once in 6 months also is not a good sign. It is an indicator that something is out of place and something needs to be put back into place. That is one of the things. You might have seen a lot of kids in adolescence or even early adulthood when there are a lot of acne on the skin, sometimes even on the back, on the chest, on the abdomen, on the hip, excessive hair growth. It could be a little line of mustache or extra growth around this area, sometimes the chest, even the back. These are all symptoms that there is a lot of hormonal imbalance. Some people also go through premenstrual syndrome, right? Premenstrual syndrome, PMS, that we always call it in simple words, that a lot of guys keep teasing the girls. Oh my god, are you in PMS? Is that why you're behaving the way you're behaving? Well, that is because your hormones are so much fluctuating at that time that you might not really have a control on your thoughts, your emotions, and the way you're feeling. And that is why you could have a lot of outbursts, you could have a lot of breakdowns, you could feel like I don't know why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling, I don't normally feel like this, I don't know what to do, and stuff like that. Well, that could very simply indicate PCOD in many cases. Also, some people have obesity, that I am exercising, I am on a very stable and balanced diet, but I notice that my weight is never going down. And for some people, they could see an increase in the weight, very gradual, but an increase in the weight. And for some people, they notice that they are not able to drop down with their weight no matter what they are doing, how much exercise, how much walking, how much balance in their diet. Well, that's when you know that you need to be addressing the root cause of the issue, which is sitting in the uterus, the PCOD. Yes. And also a couple of other things like, varied mood swings, not being able to sleep well, so you're not digesting enough food, constant migraines, or some amount of tiredness and fatigue in the body, even when you've not had the busiest of days. And when I'm saying mood swing, it could be a very generic mood swing of, some days are very active, bubbly, full of energy, and some days are just very dull, weak, and I don't know, I'm not in a very good mood today. And some of them can experience just one of all the symptoms that I have said, and some of them can experience none of these symptoms. And these symptoms can sometimes be very, very subtle, and that is why it becomes important, like I always say, to listen to your body, to pay attention to your body, because your body is always giving you cues. We listening to them is the most important part of it, because we can never blame the body. It is us who we have to blame. The body gives it cues, the body gives it signals, the body makes these signals louder and louder and more louder until you bring your awareness and do something about it, because the body is always working towards its best, to be able to heal, to be able to recover, for you to keep going on. But when you do not reciprocate this love, care and attention to your body cannot go on forever. It needs some amount of care, attention and rest. And so it's important to pick up these cues before it is too late for the body to be able to handle whatever it is going through, right? So please pay attention to these symptoms, and if you are confused about your symptoms or not understanding if you really have PCOD or not, the best thing to do is visit a gynecologist, get some blood tests done and an ultrasound for the pelvis to have a scan to see the condition of the uterus and the ovaries, which can rule out the PCOD or PCOS that we call. Well, this is one side of the diagnosis and what this condition is all about. Coming into what are the treatment plans, what are the things that somebody can do to overcome these conditions. It is very, very important to give or to maintain a very healthy and active lifestyle. When I say healthy, I very, very often mention health is equal to movement. More movement is equal to more health, and that is why a healthy lifestyle would indicate an active lifestyle and vice versa. So to be very active, to ensure that you're walking, you're exercising, you're meditating. Meditation is also movement, because it is health for the mind, to be able to keep your mind stable and calm, right? So you have to have a healthy lifestyle which involves enough movement, that is exercise, meditation and some amount of diet to ensure that you're eating healthy, eating on time, and you're having a balanced diet. Okay, that's one part of it. What to eat and what not to eat, we will maybe make a separate video with our nutritionist and see how that can go. What are the treatments that you can do? These are the things that you can do at home for yourself to take care of. But many times we might need a little bit extra help to be able to cope or to be able to overcome this condition easily and more quickly. Well, let me talk about the most natural treatments that are available to take care of PCOD and PCOS. There is craniosacral therapy. That is one of the most gentlest form of treatments that is ever available and that I have known of, and I vouch for it because I have been somebody who has benefited from this treatment. Not only did it end there, but I went ahead to learn it and I practice craniosacral today. So this is my first thing that I would vouch for. The second thing is osteopathy. The third thing can be yoga, or visiting the gym regularly, and also some amount of Ayurveda, acupuncture, acupressure, and all of these things. But let me talk about my expertise, that is craniosacral and osteopathy. Craniosacral deals with the body to be able to bring the healing about from within and not really looking at any external factor for this healing to happen. So when I'm saying this, the craniosacral treatment or the therapy really ensures that the body, the healing or the natural mechanism of the body to repair, recover and heal is going to be activated enough for the body to be able to fight with the condition. So the therapist just facilitates this entire process of the healing. Okay, and in osteopathy, where and when will osteopathy come into the picture is when we notice that some people, or some people really need some amount of extra help, some amount of mobilization and manipulation for this healing to come through, because certain things are really stuck and fixed that really needs that nudging to really come through, and for the healing to henceforth take over. That's when osteopathy comes into the picture, to be able to help fasten that process of healing and ensures that everything is in place as soon as we can. And both osteopathy and craniosacral really work on bringing in the natural most capacity of the body to really be able to repair and heal, so you are not dependent on any other form of medication or therapy or treatment for a long time, and your body is able to cope with whatever comes out, comes up with whatever conditions. So you're not dependent on these treatments. It is just for as long as you need support, and the body needs support to come through with this healing. And there have been enough evidence and enough number of people who have overcome PCOD and PCOS with craniosacral osteopathy and a little bit of exercise, diet control, your balanced, nutritious diets, and it's not difficult. And I will tell you, remember that PCOD is a very, very individual problem as much as it is big, and so many women are going through this. One person's problems is never or is very little similar to what another person might be going through. So do not compare your symptoms with anybody else and mark yourself that, oh my god, I have so many symptoms, I have none, so I am better, I am worse. No, that's not the way things work with PCOD and PCOS. It is very different with different people, and you will need professional help to be able to recover and recoup from this problem, because this is, after all, a lifestyle disorder, right? So to set your lifestyle in place and with some amount of natural healing through the body is all that it needs to get back and fall in place. Trust me when I'm saying this. You could also read about this or read about craniosacral and osteopathy on our website, thewhiteelephant.in, and leave your comments down below for us to read about what other things that have helped you recover from this condition, your success stories, or your, what you all did to overcome this condition. We will be happy to hear from you, and if you all have any questions or any other topic that you all want us to talk about, feel free to drop them down in the comment box, and we will be happy to create a video for you and share information. Thank you so much, guys. See you all soon in the next videos that will be coming up. And take care of yourself and love your body. Ta-da! Bye-bye.